uh, out there. And actually, can I have someone can someone audibly tell me whether you see my screen where it says introducing IGTV?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
we
there.
can.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I can't see you on the screen right now, so thank you for that. When I was looking up my own research for this, I found Instagram's own introduction of IGTV to the audience. And this is not a bad thing for you to, on your own time, just to go ahead and read. Instagram for Business, introducing IGTV. It's the next generation of video, according to them. And so I talk here about the history of it, and that 5 years after launching Instagram, they decided that they needed to bring audiences closer to their creators that they love in the mobile environment, which we know Instagram is a mobile platform. It is made for mobile. There have been some improvements from the standpoint of being able to contribute to Instagram through your desktop. It didn't originate that way. It always originated as a mobile only and a mobile first platform. So they saw, and I find this really interesting. It says, we're evolving with the times. These days, people are watching less TV. Coming from a person who was in the television industry, I can attest to that. Watching less TV and more digital video. And here, by 2021, mobile video will account for 78% of total mobile data traffic. Okay, so the world is mobile. We're all using our phones. We're all sleeping with these devices. We're going to the washroom with these devices. We live with these devices. And that was really the premise and the success of Instagram in and of itself. So here, it talks about IGTV being mobile first, simple and intuitive, curated, and anyone can be a creator on IGTV and upload videos to the app or on the web. So, it's a little introduction, I suppose, to this. But what I did was I created a presentation of my own, and what I did was took some snapshots and pictures of my own phone, and I want to walk you through how you can use IGTV and how you can access it. I would say this from the standpoint, and let me stop the share just for a quick second here. From the standpoint of why you'd even want to use IGTV for business. First of all, it's because the whole world is using mobile, and it is a mobile first and mobile friendly platform. In my view, and it was launched in June of 2018, when IGTV launched originally, what they really wanted it to become was a vertical YouTube. And we all know that YouTube is a uber successful platform to get your message out to more people. They wanted it to become the vertical YouTube. And it got off to a bit of a slow start. I think people were hesitant to use IGTV, because they didn't really know what it was, how it would benefit them. Also, I think there were concerns around people creating content for this platform in the vertical environment when they were like, well, I don't even know how to make horizontal or landscape content yet, let alone the vertical stuff. And so people kind of shied away from it, I think, in the early stages when you had to create vertical content for that platform. How it is now, and you'll see examples of this in my own content, I use both. I have vertical content in IGTV, and I also use my YouTube video content, which is in this format, longer than it is tall, or sorry, wider than it is tall, 16:9 orientation. And I use that on IGTV as well. So you can actually do both. And that's exciting. That means that you can either create original content for IGTV, or you can repurpose content for IGTV. And I'll be able to show you examples of that today. So why you'd want to use this is because, listen, people's attention is there. A lot of people want to consume content on the platform. Are you willing to show up and be found there? That's the question. Are you willing to show up to be found there? Susan, that's okay, Susan, no problem. You just film it once and have it both vertical and horizontal. So Benita, save that question. I'll come back to it definitely around the Q&A part. It's a good question. All right, so let me go back to the share. Sharing my screen brings us to this. So let's start at the beginning of how do I even access this thing? IGTV is Instagram television, and you can access it two different ways. you might not have known that there is an IGTV app. On your phone, you can download the app called IGTV. And that's what I've circled in yellow here. So you're looking at a screenshot of my own phone. And once you tap into the IGTV app in and of itself, you're going to be brought to what is, by and large, I don't know if they call it this, but I say, like an explore page. It's going to bring up the middle slide where you see Gary Vaynerchuk there. It says popular creator Gary V, and he is a super popular creator. And it brings up a place where you can explore and you can find, and they're going to feed you some examples of popular creators that you might want to consume their content. So that's the next step that you'll see. And then beyond that, if you go into the search, so if I go to the bottom of this slide, I don't know if you see my cursor, but there's a little navigation explore button at the bottom. And if you click that, it will bring you to the next slide, which is now you can search for IGTV creators. So this is the process that will happen for you when you download the app. You open the app, you'll see it will give you suggestions of some popular creators. You can go down to the explore button and explore on your own who are some creators that you'd like to find. And you can search them by name, or you can search them by any kind of keyword. So when you go into IGTV and you search, let's say my name, right? You go in and you search Sheryl Plouffe, you're going to find me on IGTV. You can also search for video marketing, and guess what? You're also going to find me. And this is a tip for those of you who already are on Instagram. The reason why my name comes up at the top here of the search results on IGTV for video marketing is because video marketing is in my username on Instagram. See here, Sheryl Plouffe, #video marketing. That's why when someone searches, do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So this is a tip that you can do. You can go into your own Instagram profile and you could add some keywords that would make you more searchable and more discoverable based on your niche. So just a little advanced tip there for you. So that's why if you go into IGTV, right, and you put up in here, you put Sheryl Plouffe or you put video marketing, you're going to get me, or you're going to get this result, because I have created I think this is called the username, I think is what it's called on Instagram. But I actually have added that in to my name. Now, if you don't have #video marketing or #mindfulness or whatever you're into, and they search your name they'll still find you on IGTV. But I just thought I'd show you a little example of an advanced trick there for you. So that's how you find people that you might want to explore and discover on IGTV. If you're new to IGTV and you want to really understand better how to use it for business, what I recommend is that you go in and you explore IGTV. That's really the first step, is download the app, go in there, download, find some people that you might want to follow, check out their content, see what they're doing. I'm a big Gary V fan, and he's a great example of stuff that you can glean, from his content. And so it's, look at the results. When I went video marketing, I came up first because my video marketing hashtag is in my name. But then, the Video Queen Boss and a whole bunch of other people in video marketing came up. So you'll find a whole host of people who are using the platform, which supports my point of be where people's attention is. And this is what Gary Vee talks a lot about too. Be where people's attention is. So for those of you questioning, is it worth it for business? I would question, how badly do you want to get your message out to more people? And if the answer is, well, I really want to get my message out to more people, then go where their attention is. And a lot of people are seeking longer form video in the vertical mobile world outside of YouTube. And they're going to IGTV and they're waiting for you to show up. Once you are in the IGTV app, and you say to yourself, okay, you've done some exploration, you're kind of like figuring it all out. You're like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like this. This is really neat. How do I contribute to IGTV? When you're in the app, on the top left hand side, you'll see a little camera icon. And when you click that, it will prompt you to contribute. It will prompt you to upload content, or actually in that case it would be record content for IGTV through this little video icon. Now, having said that, you can access IGTV through Instagram itself. And most of you are probably more familiar with Instagram than you are IGTV. So if you have the Instagram app on your phone, which you likely do if you're using this platform, you will now, let me show you what it would look like if you just went to Instagram. So you click on the Instagram app, and this may look a bit more familiar to you, right? You get to your Instagram profile, just how you normally would. And so here I am, and you'll see there's my name with the hashtag video marketing. And this is what my Instagram profile and feed looks like, right? These little square boxes. Now, notice that on the square boxes, there's a little IGTV icon on the top right-hand side. What does that tell us? It tells us that these videos, this content on my Instagram feed is in actuality IGTV content, only what Instagram has done is just put a preview of that content on my feed. So to be clear, the feed is when you open your Instagram and you see all the square boxes, that's the feed. IGTV, so that's this grid right here. IGTV is this icon right here. So if I were to press on this little icon, you would then see, I pressed on the little icon, you would then see all of your IGTV content. And it's no surprise that these are the longer form versions of what's previewed on the feed. Okay. So now, and that's how it's set up on my feed. That's how I'm doing it, because I made a decision, strategic decision for my Instagram, that I wanted there to be more video presence, because I'm a video strategist. It makes sense for me to be showing more video and to really be leading by example and showing more on the video side of things than what I had previously been doing, which was trying to curate a and I never really think I did a great job of this, but curating a beautiful looking photoshopped magazine style Instagram feed. I was never really good at that, to be honest with you. And I realized, as I really analyzed my own strategy, that that's not really what I'm all about. What I'm about is video, and I need to demonstrate more of that. So that's why my feed looks the way it does. Listen, if you are in the health field, you're a photographer. Let's say you're a photographer, it's going to make a lot more sense for your feed to show and display your beautiful photography. And maybe your feed will look more like a magazine because it would be more aligned to your brand. So you have to make a decision about what you want your feed to look like. This makes sense for me. And for those of you who say, well, I don't know what my feed should look like, well, then that's where we have a discussion about strategy and what is the right strategy for you. Suffice to say that now, we're really looking at a sampling here of what my IGTV feed looks like by going through Instagram rather than going through the Instagram app in and of itself. So I showed you two ways to view and explore IGTV. One is through the IGTV app, and now we're talking about how to view it through the Instagram app. I'm showing you here an example on the right-hand side of the screen in this screenshot. My videos over the last year and the number of views. So I'm going into my analytics and showing you a real life example of why you would want to consider IGTV for your business, because the truth is you need more views. You need more exposure and more visibility to you and your ideas and your content, because you know that you should be creating consistent content to, to be heard. Otherwise, you remain invisible. I'm showing you some examples here of my videos in the last year and had the number of views that they've received. This one here has received 404, 393, 264, 254, and onward we go. If we were to just tally up what we're seeing on the screen here, it's in the, oh, it's probably a couple thousand views. Wouldn't that help you? Wouldn't having 2,000 extra views of you and your content help you? Yes, it would. Because you don't know who's going to find this content, connect with you, want to take the next step with you, might want to, follow you or become a fan, or maybe even have a conversation about your products and services. So you need visibility and you need as much exposure as possible. So I wanted to show you some step-by-steps on how you would contribute to IGTV. IGTV has recently made a change whereby you can go live on your Instagram feed. Sorry, you can go live on Instagram. And once you finish going live on Instagram, you can now save and publish that content directly to IGTV, which is what you're seeing in the middle screen here. Download the video to your phone and possibly repurpose it, or just delete the video entirely. So what are the steps to do that? And this is how I contribute to my IGTV, and I personally love this change. So what I do is I will open my Instagram stories just like I normally would. And instead of going to story, I'm going to toggle over to the live. I'm going to start the live stream and I'll talk about something that's relevant, something that I've observed, whatever the content is that I want to share, whatever the messages that I want to share. And some of you have probably seen some of my IGTVs lately. And people can ask questions and there's interactivity and it's cool. I will go live. And then when I say, okay, great, thanks so much, and I end the live stream, this middle box is what comes up. It says, okay, your live video has ended. And now you have some choices of what to do with it. Do you want to delete the video? Do you want to download the video to your phone? Or do you want to share it to IGTV? 9 times out of 10, I'm sharing it to IGTV. In fact, probably 10 times out of 10. I go share to IGTV. Then this box comes up and it will say, okay, do you want to select, and I can slide this over to wherever on my timeline I want to choose what the cover photo is going to look like. And look, it even has another button. I didn't even notice this before. It says add from camera roll. So you can upload. I didn't even notice this. That's it. That's so interesting. So I can create a cover photo and bring it in from my camera roll. News to me. What I usually do is slide this over to a moment in time in my broadcast that I like. And sometimes I pick a funny photo, like where my face is contorted or something, depending on what the topic was. But let's just say it's this one here. And then the next step is it's going to say, okay, cool, you've chosen your cover. Now you are going to add a title. You can add a description. You can add this to a series, which I often will, like I've created a series called Behind the Scenes. So I will add it to my Behind the Scenes series. I could post a preview. As long as this button here is toggled over, it will automatically post a preview on my Instagram feed. And that's only about a minute long. And then it will say at the end of it, to watch the rest of this, go to IGTV and watch the rest. So you have a choice. You don't have to put the preview on your feed if you don't want to. And then, so I put the title, I put the description, and then I hit post. That's it. Now the video lives on IGTV. Woo! That was a lot. That was a lot. I know that's a lot. But I'd love to open it up to questions and find out what your thoughts are about this. Are you using IGTV? I'll start with Bonita. Bonita asked, you just film it once and have it both vertical and horizontal, question mark. So Bonita, it's more about there's different kinds. So if I were, so for example, if I publish and produce my video on Thursdays for my YouTube channel, like I normally do, what we do is I take that video, like the actual horizontal style video that I've already produced for YouTube, and I 6 days later publish that onto IGTV in that format. So it's black on the top, black on the bottom, and you just see the middle part of my video on IGTV. When I create an IGTV in the manner in which I just described, it is in vertical format because I'm recording it in vertical format. Hope that answers that question. Can you use software like StreamYard to go live in Instagram as well as now? I don't think you can. I don't think StreamYard integrates with Instagram. Instagram has been funny about integration with tools like StreamYard or what's it called? Restream.io and things like that. I don't think you can. I don't know it right off the top of my head, but I believe, Doug, that you cannot unless something has changed. But yes, you can use StreamYard to go live to YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, good question. Mm-hmm. How many of you use IGTV right now with a show of hands? Maura?
Little bit, just a little bit.
I am.
So I just did all this stuff as you were teaching it. I've just followed every step, and I've already changed a whole, like, this is awesome. You're just the best teacher, Sheryl.
You. That's amazing that you. I was moving so quickly, so I'm impressed that you were able to follow along that quickly.
Well, I've been dabbling with it, but I didn't know about the app, and I've now updated my profile, and it limits you to 30 characters when you're starting to play around with those hashtags and stuff. And the other thing, there's a limit to it as well, so you really have to play with your words. And then what I wasn't sure of is I haven't got a clue what the right hashtag should be to put beside my name.
Ooh,
I'm
yeah,
torn.
Yeah. You know, it could be, yeah, that is a tough one.
And there's another question for you. I noticed you call yourself a public figure in the category section. I don't see that as an option. I'm listed under health and beauty, but where did you find public figure? How do you get that?
That is under the, I want to say that's in the settings. I'd have to go back and find out where I did that so long ago now that it's not fresh in my mind. But I believe it was under settings. Let me go see if I can quickly look.
I'm in the category area. So if I type in the search bar, public figure, let's see if I can get it that way.
So go to on your Instagram.
Found it. All you have to do is type it in the search bar. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
When you're
and I think it's under account.
Question for you, Sheryl. You know me well enough. Would that be a category that would be okay?
Based on what do you think it should be?
Public figure as opposed to health and beauty, as I'm moving more and more into teaching and doing podcasts and coaching. I'm torn.
Yeah, I don't know. The truth is, I think I chose public figure because I saw people who were similar to me choosing public figure, so I didn't really have that much to go on, save for the fact that they were doing it that way. And I thought, well, then maybe they know more than I do. I think
that's why I'm asking you. You know way more than I do.
I don't know. I think Amy Porterfield, if memory serves me, she has entrepreneur, you know, or someone like a Marie Forleo, I think has entrepreneur. So I've seen, those are the more popular ones that I've seen is entrepreneur or public figure. Or another one that I toyed with for a while was video creator, I think is an option as well.
You have creator as well in your hashtag or something else or below that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Does it matter?
I don't
how
know.
Important is the category anyways? How, for all of us, how important is the category?
I don't think it's really going to make that big of a difference.
Okay.
No. I think you want to just choose whatever you think is more aligned to your brand. Julia says, I assume you use keywords in the IGTV video description, correct? You know what, Julia, when I'm recording the IGTV or the live video to go to IGTV, in the description, I don't put a lot of information in there, partly because I want there to be a bit of mystery and get people to watch my video without giving away too much. So that's a little bit of a strategy I'm trying out and seeing how that works. But yes, you could add a long form description. You could put links. Now, I don't know if they'd hyperlink. They might with this new change. If you put a link in the description, that's a possibility as well. But you could put as many, there's probably a character limit, but I never have reached it because I'm always trying to keep it really short.
You have keywords in your title.
Myself more with keywords for my YouTube videos as I repurpose them to IGTV than the live streams, because they're two different styles of video. My YouTube videos, which are repurposed to IGTV, are content rich, keyword driven topics. Do you know what I mean? So I concern myself more with the keywords for those type of videos. When I'm doing a live stream that I'm sharing to IGTV, which is more in the moment, behind the scenes, I want there to be a bit more mystery. I kind of want people to go, huh? And click and watch it. I don't concern myself as much with keywords or the description. I might even on with that a little bit
YouTube, or
myself.
was it always just the other way?
Usually only the other way. I go YouTube to IGTV.
Okay.
And that's a good point, Maura. The reason why I don't is because I don't want to put a vertical video onto YouTube and have those ugly black bars on the side.
Okay.
I would do it now, okay, a little bit more advanced. You could take an IGTV video. In fact, there was a client of mine recently who I walked this through. You could take, actually it was Nita. I take a vertical video. Remember how I showed you could download it to your phone? You could download it, put it into an app like InShot, which is what I teach, and you could make the background not black.
Okay.
And turn your vertical video into a horizontal video by choosing, let's say, pink on the sides or your brand color, so that when you upload it to YouTube, it doesn't have the ugly black bars on the side. It still will have bars, but it might be more pattern, or you could put your color, or you could put a gradient or something more visually interesting on the sides.
Yeah.
I assume, okay, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. But I don't do that right now. No. I go YouTube to IGTV. But what I found with IGTV is that, if I look back on some of the analytics, like I've shown you just a screenshot of it there, it's a great way now with the recent changes that Instagram has done. It's a great way for you to feed into your IGTV account by going live, and now you don't have to do any editing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sheryl, where did you find the analytics? Where can we see them on our phone, or do we have to go to the computer app?
You can see them on your phone if you have a business account. So if you have, if I go to Instagram, so you see it says their insights in the middle there. Go to your Instagram account and go to insights, and then go to posts. See all your posts. And at the top, you have different drop-down menu. You can go, instead of all, go to videos. And then you can select and filter as you see fit, depending on what metric you want to see. If you want to find out what was my reach like, what were my views like, what was my engagement like, and they have a whole series of different analytics that you can look at and monitor over whatever duration you like.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're hired.
Thank you. It's fun. It's great to be able to come in here and go, okay, well, what has my account been doing over the last 2 years in terms of likes?
Yeah.
So I can see that, it'll show me all the different metrics. So you have to have a business account to do that with, but suffice to say that it's helpful.
Sheryl?
So I have a business account and I didn't even remember that I do, because I can see this stuff you guys are talking about it. So
there you go.
Don't have it.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, quick question. With the analytics, does it tell you who the people are?
No.
Just the number?
Yeah, no, I don't think you can really find out who the people are. You can go into, there's an audience tab. There's an audience tab in the analytics and the insights, and you can glean something from that in terms of the location or country that they're watching from, the age range, the gender, the time of day, and the hour of the day that they're mostly following and things like that. But no, not specifically people. Now, listen, I think there's a lot to this, obviously. This is just kind of scratching the surface of IGTV, and we had to kind of talk about Instagram to get to that. Is this helpful for you to see a paint? How many of you, with a show of hands, just so I can see on the screen, this is helpful for? There are a few of you like Karen, Brenda, Dirk. Hey, there's Karen. Aaron, Sandra, I'm not seeing you on the screen. Doug, I know you asked a question, but would love to see you guys on the screen when you come in for these trainings, because this is part of that visibility piece that I'm talking all so much about, is being seen. Now, you might have situations, you know, that where you're not able to, but I would encourage you to always show your screen, whether it's this meeting or any other Zoom meeting. Always be thinking about. See, Doug says you can also use a video editor to trim black bars and top bottom off of a vertical video. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You know, you can take a vertical video. Again, my favorite editor, smartphone or mobile video editor is, I have two, Video Shop and InShot. Let's just say you're using InShot as an example. You can bring your vertical video into InShot, and you can do a lot of different things with it. You could cut it, crop it, you could zoom into the middle, you could make the whole, just zoom into the middle part and make that take up the whole screen. A lot of really creative things that you could do with that, which require editing. You know, so as long as you have that skill set, you're able to manipulate
Are they
that
free
video.
apps?
Yeah, there's lots of great apps out there.
Are they free?
Oh, well, I mean, it's like a lot of things, Maura, right? There's always a free version, right? They get you in there, and then, hey, if you want to take the ad, you want to take the InShot logo off, you got to pay. But I would say far and away, it's worth it. I usually go in, I'll try the free version of an app, and if I find that I really like it, I will pretty much immediately just go, you know what, give me a year of this without the ads. I find it worth it. You know, if let's say it's, I don't know, $37. $37 for a year to use the InShot app. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying that they're relatively inexpensive for what they can do,
And thanks to Dirk, he just posted something there.
Shotcut is free and open source. There you go. I've not heard of that one.
Is it Shortcut?
But he's writing here that it's called Shotcut.
Oh.
So I've not heard of that one. Doug says, because I live on a country property, my Wi-Fi is weak. Okay. If I put on video, then my audio locks up. That's why I'm keeping off. See, there you go. That's fine. No problem, Doug. I understand.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
So when you have something that you posted to YouTube that you want to put on IGTV, I assume you do the native video that you put on YouTube. How do you go putting that on IGTV? Have I missed something there? I mean, you showed us how to do a live thing, right?
Mm-hmm. That may be another training. So that may be another training, because I will tell you the short answer is that we take the YouTube video. For us, what we do is we put it through a program called ClipScribe, which takes the horizontal video and turns it into vertical format. And
Right.
we also like to do that because we want to do closed captioning on the video. We also want to wrap it in a branding envelope. So there are certain things that we like to, to do with it. So we use ClipScribe to take it from YouTube, put it through ClipScribe, closed caption it. We could add branding elements to it if we wanted to, and then 6 days after it has published on YouTube is when we put it on IGTV, and there's a whole strategy around why we do it that way.
Okay, okay.
That may be a good topic. Brett, I think this might be, is this your first one?
No, it's my second one.
Second one, okay.
I just been
I like
quiet.
what I've been doing lately is saying, hey, what are some topics you want for next week? So that might be a good one to show you is how we go from YouTube to IGTV.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that'd be good.
I'm seeing thumbs up. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Any other questions? Peter? Oh, Peter, I think you're muted.
That process you just told us, do you do all that on the phone, or do you send the video you've taken on your phone to a computer to do the editing and then back to the phone or back to IGTV?
We don't do that on the phone. No,
Mhm.
we do it on a
Okay.
desktop.
Okay, I thought so. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good question. Thank you, Peter. Yeah.
So what's
I will, I will put a link to ClipScribe in the chat. This is a program that is pretty awesome and does a lot of different things. Copy, this is, let me just go into the chat, everyone, paste. So that is my partner link to ClipScribe. It is far and away the easiest. It's not, no, I shouldn't say it's easy. I'd say it's probably the more user-friendly once you get to know it a little bit program that would allow you to take your videos to the next level, and especially as it relates to branding and transcription and closed captioning. It's a great tool for that. So if you're interested to know more about it, that's the link to use. But I think that could be a great training for next week.
Cheryl, it
Bonita,
brought me to your login page. It didn't bring me to
oh,
anything
let me
else.
just try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. So it's not your affiliate link.
Oh, okay. Let me just check this.
Sure.
Yeah, let me just go. They might have changed something here. Okay, here's my referral link. Copy. Try this one here.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do it under there. Just try and get it out by itself. So it says clipscribe.com, join now, ref 43. Try
Yeah.
that and see if that brings you
Okay.
to another place.
You can buy now or watch a demo.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's a great tool. We use it a lot in our virtual video production. I use it for my own videos. It's a really, it's a great tool. And Craig, who is the person you see on that screen there, and I have had multiple in-person, like over the phone conversations about his tool, and I think he's really onto something great. He's very open to feedback. It's a fairly new tool, I think only in the last year or so, very open to feedback from people on how we can make it better, and it's really a great tool. There's a lot to it. I don't want to make it sound like it's really like, yay, super simple, but it's powerful. And yeah, it's pretty great. Bonita, did you have a question? Did I answer what you had? Okay.
You use your computer to upload. What's the best way to get videos off of my phone onto a desktop in order to upload it?
Well, AirDrop.
Short ones I can maybe email or I can post on Facebook, but if it's 5 minutes or something, I probably can't.
Yeah, it's you know, if you're using iOS, then AirDrop is a great way to just get it from your phone onto the computer. If you're using a desktop editor like Camtasia, which is the one I use and recommend, there's an app called Fuse, and you can run from your phone through the app into the editor straight away. So there's different ways to do that. I'm actually going to make a note of that. It's like, how do you get video from phone to computer?
You know that, yeah, because that's a big one for me.
It's a big one, yeah.
Do you know?
What I've learned is if I do it on my phone and I put it into Google Docs, then I can, and I've fought with this a long time. Then you can download it off Google Docs onto your computer, and then I can use it. because I use an iPhone and I use a PC.
Sure, and that might work. In that case, it might work. Yeah. Bye, Maura. Bye, Peter. Nice to see you.
Aye.
That's true.
You mean just your charging cord? Okay.
If you're using not a smartphone, let's say you were using a camera that had a card in it, like a memory, like a card where you put your videos onto the card, you could use a card reader and take the card from the camera. Like there's lots of different ways to do it. So it has more to do with what type of equipment you're using, what is your process, like what's your setup. What, some people have, like, again, some people are using an Android phone with a Mac computer, and then some people are using like a PC with an iPhone, and so like you have to kind of tailor that to whatever's going to work. I personally like to do it wirelessly because I just have enough cords on my computer as it is, and it's just like everything's filled up. Like, so it's more of a case by case basis for sure. But Doug has a point. Yeah, absolutely. Julia?
This is less of a technical question and more of a kind of pandemic related question. So right now we're talking about people, talking to their phone just themselves. But now I'm in a situation where I'm going to be making a fashion video and I'm going to have several people lined up. I just wonder, where would I look for guidelines on how to do a photo shoot or a video shoot with a group of people? Have you come across that problem? I mean, I suppose the TV industry is having that situation.
I would go to YouTube. That sounds like a YouTube thing for sure. I'm sure somebody in that field, in that industry, has done a YouTube video on it. Everybody, like, everything's on YouTube. That's what I would recommend.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. I just wanted to put in one more for you in the chat, and that is the link to my, and that is scenes, edited them on my phone, and then uploaded them to that landing page, and they're there. So they're there. So you can go to cashinoncamera.com. If you go to the bottom, you'll see the testimonials from the one we did on July 20th. And if you want to register and attend, it's $47, and that's the link. We'd love to see you there at the workshop on August 18th will be our next one. So we'd love to see you there. It goes from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. If you were on the July 20th one and weren't able to stay for the whole day, I know some people had to dip in and dip out because of things that happen, right? Things happen with family and whatever, and family's always first. If you were not able to take in the whole thing, come again, right? Come again and join us for the full day workshop. We'd love to see you there. Are there any final questions? Dirk, it's nice to see you on here as well, by the way, sir. Mexico, I think. Wasn't it Mexico? I think you. Okay, any other final questions? Yes, Mexico is in the house. Nice. Great. And listen, I guess the other thing I would say is if you know anyone in your network who would benefit from being on these free trainings, we're looking to grow our community, be able to help more people through these Wednesday free trainings. Share this, just share who I am with your network and say, hey, Cheryl's got these free trainings and she's open to taking requests. I'm thinking either we're going to do the phone to the computer or the YouTube to IGTV for next week. One of those topics. You're very welcome, Julia. No problem. So please let your network know, and we'd love to be able to grow this community. Are there any final questions? Did you enjoy this training today? Will you use IGTV? Will you use IGTV?
For next week, personally, I would love the YouTube to IGTV.
Okay.
But you can do a poll amongst the group.
Yeah, let's do a little poll. Well, I can't see everybody on the screen right now, so you'll have to let me know. Actually, could I do a poll? Here's a poll. Look at this. I'm even going to do a poll. Ask a question, it says. Let me try this. I have not done this before. Who wants YouTube to IGTV training next week? This is actually a good little experiment for me. Yes, no. Let's try this. Single choice. Okay, are you seeing, here, are you seeing that on the screen? Just curious. Oh, it worked. Okay, let's see. So who wants YouTube to IGTV training next week? Yes, 80% to 20. Okay, solved. Great. We have our topic for next week. So let your friends know, let your network know. We're going to talk about YouTube to IGTV, and I'll be sharing my screen and taking you through that whole process. Thank you for. So there you go. I can share the results with you too. I think it shows you. Yeah, there you go. Good times. I love Zoom. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here, and can't wait to see you next week. Have a good one. Get out there and make some videos.
Thank you.
Cheers.